up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss T Talk. I am here with Keefyyy Carter. What's up?
What's up?
It's interesting. You have a lot going on for yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you're a rapper, you do poetry, you do directing, you do engineering. But I definitely want to touch upon the rapping and the singing. I don't know what to kind of categorize you. Like, where do you feel like you belong on that stretch?
I see it as like, I definitely came up rapping. Rapping was my thing. I always was about bars. Like when I was younger, 16, like when I started like messing with music, like I was always rapping. It was always about how many bars I could write, how hard I could spit, the craziest things I could say. It was always about that. But then it slowly started becoming about creating songs and just, you know what I mean, finding melodies and really expressing myself. Like I really pride in putting real emotions and feelings into my music in real situations. Like, so now it's just like I sing when I feel like singing, I rap when I feel like rapping. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's like a different type of tune. So if you want to like come out with like a rap project, you'll come out with that rap project. If you want to do the singing project, you're gonna come out with the singing project, which is dope. But you're you know, that's versatility, which I like in artists, and you know, and a lot of artists that I've encountered, that's what they do, and I love that. Like that's like so dope. And I really want to really touch upon all the projects that you're dropping lately. I mean, I don't think I've seen people drop that many projects in like 1 year, or very consistent.
Right.
You know, last year you came out with one of your projects, If You Love Me, Buy Me Bullets. Right. Now, can you please explain what does that title mean?
Okay, so yeah, that title, like it was a lot of thought put into it. Like it was a lot of thought put into the project too. Like it was a really deep, like conscious time for me. Like, and I had stopped rapping for a while. Like I stopped messing with music for a while. I was living in California. Okay. I was like on a different path. Like at that time, like I was really like in the streets. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was in California. I was, you know what I'm saying? Like doing certain things that I wasn't doing before. And it was a whole different experience for me. Like living in a trap house, sleeping on the floor, like being around all this drugs, guns, like negativity.
So, yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
That real shit.
Exactly. So during that time, like that's where I got it from. Like I felt like I started being a little bit more successful, like outside of music, and I started feeling the energy of people being envious or jealous of my success. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had a lot of people that were giving me that energy, and I felt like, damn, like this is crazy. Like I never had this before. I never had so many people like be angry with me or like have a problem with me based on my success. Like I never had that because I've never been super successful with music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That whole thing came from the feeling that I had, like, damn, this is crazy. Like, so I came up with the concept, and it was like, if you love me, buy me bullets. Because like out of everything in that moment, what I needed most was that, like, okay, like it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you love me, like if you really love me, like, you know what I'm saying, buy me bullets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because right now I could use that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes deeper in the project. Like there's a song that I have actually that's not even on there. Like I took it off because I felt like it was too deep. Like, you know what I mean? And that was like the concept song of the whole project. And I purposely left it off, but I'm gonna put it out soon. Like I just want to make sure it's mixed and recorded properly.
Right.
Cause the way I did it was so raw. Like, you know what I mean? Like I recorded it so raw, so it was like I didn't want to just throw it on there and it didn't sound sonically right with the rest of the tracks. But that really was the concept behind it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like a really real time for me.
A
like,
real time that you were going through, and you know the transition from you know being from New York,
right,
and going all the way to California. That's a different place and a different atmosphere.
Right.
So I definitely understand. How long have you been engineering as well?
Okay, so my journey of starting engineering it basically started because the engineer that I was working with at the time, like I had stuck with that one engineer for at least 2 years, like, and I just felt like it wasn't good quality. Like, you know what I mean? Like the studio was like a regular home studio, but I was comfortable. I liked him. It was cool. The vibes were cool, but quality wise, I didn't think he was putting enough effort into it. Like he didn't care about the music as much as I did. So that feeling is what made me start like wanting to learn how to engineer. So it got to the point where in my studio sessions, I'm like, damn, I'm paying for all the studio time, and the songs aren't even coming out how I want them.
How'd you want them to?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand. So you had to like really, like, put yourself in a different direction.
Right. So I basically I just started paying attention. I was watching what he was doing, and I was realizing like, okay, like, oh, what's that? I started asking questions like, what are you doing here? What are you doing there? And sooner or later, I give it like two or three more sessions after that. When I started asking questions, I started mixing it myself, and I just was trying stuff, like just doing it as best as I could off of just watching.
Being an artist, I've noticed a lot of people want to deal with everything themselves. Right. It's kind of hard to even like trust people. Like you see like how your music was coming out.
Trust people with your creativity. It's hard. It's really hard to trust people with your creativity. Like that's really how I feel, and that's why I do so many things, because I don't trust a lot of people. Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody's not going to be as passionate as you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like that can hold you back. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I never been around the right people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've always been around the wrong people. So
you know, it takes a while just to realize and just step back from the scene and to see everything and be like, wow, everything is not going well. I gotta put myself in and step in and make sure everything is right, especially for your career, for the engineering. And now I see that you're doing modeling as well, a modeling agency, right?
Yeah.
Now tell me about that a little bit.
So the modeling agency, like, that's something I always had a vision for. Like, I remember like being in Cali when I was, because I was going to school out there when I was, what was that, 16, 17.
Okay, so a little bit younger.
I was meeting a lot of people, and the game is just different out there. Like, I learned so much, like, from the people that I became friends with. Like, I had so many different friends, like, people that I consider my brothers now. Like, you know what I mean? Around that same age, I had got recruited for a modeling agency.
Yeah, because then you're a model yourself.
Yeah, so I modeled. Yeah. So I started off as a model myself before that Cali. Actually, that wasn't before Cali. That was right after Cali. Okay. So I started that, and basically, I like the experience. I like the experience of being in a big-ass building and doing professional photo shoots, like getting all dressed up, like having makeup artists, hairstylists. Like, it was dope. It was a dope experience. But I ended up not going fully through with it because my mom didn't want to pay for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
at the end, it's like, you got to pay $1 million for this and this and this. Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
So I got the ins and outs of it. Like, you know what I mean? And I got a quick understanding. And after that, I just started modeling myself.
So I know that you have a poetry book that is coming out soon.
Right.
But you do have poems that are actually on your website.
Right.
So are you going to include those poems in your poetry book?
Yes, I'm definitely going to include, most of those poems will be in my poetry book. So if anybody wants to check those out, they can check those out, and be patient with me, because I want to take my time with my poetry book. I don't just want to put all these poems together and just throw it out there. I really want to make sure I have as much content, as like really good quality content as possible.
You have a lot coming out. So you have the poetry 2018 coming out, poetry book. Your modeling agency is going to flourish this year, and also you have a new project coming out. Like, tell me about that as well.
So yeah, the new project it's strictly R&B project. It's going to be an EP. It's going to be an EP. It's called When the Sun Rises. Okay. And the concept behind that is just like basically like, it's been a while. Like, people have been like sleeping on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't get enough like recognition as I should, because I've been doing this for so long, and I feel like I feel like people purposely overlook me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is gonna be the project that's
really gonna
changes
be like,
that.
like, oh wow, Keefyyy Carter is really doing his thing.
Because it's really different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really different, and it's strictly R&B. I've yet to drop a project that's strictly R&B. Like,
no, this is your first one. Yeah, so
I'm really excited.
Something to look forward to. Something that we need, for the summertime.
Right.
So that
I'm thinking spring though for that. Like,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm thinking spring. So, because it's already finished, I'm just putting up finishing touches on it. So
making sure it's sounds good.
Right.
Thank you so much, Keefyyy Carter, for coming on my show. I really appreciate you here, and you have a lot coming up in this 2018. So I'm excited for what's coming up for you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you giving me a platform to speak my mind and really let people know who I am and what I'm doing. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.